Hello viewers, this is Ranjana ma'am and you are watching, yes, mine as well as your channel. And this time, what have I brought? Yes, it's grammar. After a long time, finally I have brought out some chapters or some exercises on transformation, which you all need most for both your ICSE and your ISC examination. And in the meantime, before I start, I would like to remind you that if you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, please do. And don't forget to press the like button after having watched the video. One of my wise subscribers said that many times after watching, since students forget, she always presses the like button much before. Right in the beginning she presses it. Yeah, that shows how devoted she is to my channel. So if you want, you can do that. And now watch out for what is coming. Hello viewers, now I'll start again with transformation. I've been getting quite a few requests that ma'am, please do some language practice, please do some grammar. So I have planned to start it right from the beginning. So the first chapter of your transformation is remove to and use so that. This is what I started with in my online tuitions also, and I had dealt extensively with it, and that time I realized I don't need any whiteboard. When I explain and y'all listen, it is done. Because those online tuitions I have found, they are doing a great success. They can understand without the whiteboard also. So yes, up till now, that is why my language classes were being delayed. So now let's start without wasting any more time. So the first exercise is remove to, use so that. So you are either given an instruction, remove the adverb to. This is one. Or you may be told, use so ... that. Or you may be told, change it into a complex sentence. Or you may be told, change it into a negative sentence. So many different types of instruction, but the answer will be the same. I'll give you an example. Suppose the question is, he is too weak to walk. Those of you want, you can take it down. He is too weak to walk. You are given the instruction, remove to, or you are told, use so ... that. So what do? We remove the first to, that is the adverb TOO2, and what do we put in its place? One word. Remove to, put so. He is so weak. After this, remove the second to, TO2, the infinitive to, and three words come in its place. What? That he cannot. Three words. If the subject is she, that she cannot. If the subject is it, that it cannot. And after that it's the same. So what is the answer? He is so weak that he cannot walk. So what are the changes I brought? I removed the first two and put a so in its place. I removed the TO2, that's the infinitive, and introduced three words in its place. And did you notice one thing? If the question is in affirmative, the answer will be negative. So he is too weak to walk. This was an affirmative sentence. But when you change it into so ... that, you get a negative, that he cannot. Another thing, the first sentence was a simple sentence. Did you notice that? He is too weak to walk. Here there is only one verb. He is. This is the verb. Too weak to walk. To walk is not a verb, it's an infinitive. They don't come under the category of verbs. They are non-finite verbs. So some people pronounce it non-finite, your choice. So he is so weak that he cannot walk. When we write this as the answer, have you noticed one thing? This has become your complex sentence. So simple to complex. So you might be given instruction, instead of being told remove to, you may be told change this sentence into a complex sentence. So you must be getting confused. Oh, I don't know what's a complex sentence. No, the same thing, the answer is the same, only the instructions are different. So in this type of sentence, how many instructions we can possibly get? One is remove to, one is use so ... that, another is change from simple to complex, or you might be given an instruction change from affirmative to negative. So many instructions, but the answer is the same. So don't get confused. So let's practice one or two more. According to the rules, one or two are a bit different. I'll give you one. Like, this trunk is too heavy for me to lift. This trunk is too heavy for me to lift. In this case, the subject is this trunk, but there is an additional for me to lift. So in this case, it's a bit different. What? This trunk is, remove the TO2. What do you bring in its place? So. And then that I cannot lift it. Here I am not bringing trunk because for me is given. So what will you write instead? Instead of bringing the subject here, like in the previous sentence, it was, he is too weak to walk. He is so weak that he cannot walk. We brought the subject here. But here there is an additional for me. So this will become the subject of the second portion, whereas the subject in the first portion was this trunk. So keep this in mind. So this trunk is so heavy that I cannot. So instead of that, it cannot, because subject in the second portion is not doing anything. It is I who cannot lift it. So here the two subjects are different, whereas in the first question, the two subjects were same. He is so weak that he cannot walk. The subject was same in both the cases, whereas here in the first portion the subject is trunk. We are talking about the heaviness of the trunk. But in the second portion, what are we talking? We are talking about my capability. I cannot lift it. And many times I get an answer rather, ma'am, can we do it like this? The trunk is so heavy that it cannot be lifted. Yes, it's not wrong. But many times when you are not asked to change into the passive voice, I would suggest you, when for me these type of things are given, you would rather bring I instead of this trunk. So what is your answer now? This trunk is so heavy that I cannot lift it. Got it? Another question. He was too God-fearing to leave the fallen man to his fate. He was too God-fearing to leave the fallen man to his fate. Why did I say it's a bit different? Have you noticed? What is the difference between the first two and this one? Yes, this is a past tense. And when it is a past tense, instead of cannot, you will write could not. And this is where I have seen many times my students, they just are unable to notice the difference and they straight away write that he cannot. No, he is so God-fearing. He was so God-fearing that he could not leave the fallen man to his fate. So when the question is in past tense, your answer will also obviously be in the past tense. So instead of cannot, here there is a little bit of change. It will become could not. So please be aware please be careful as to see in which tense. Always I tell, tense is very vital in your grammar, whether it is fill in the blanks or whatever. So here also cannot becomes could not. So when we are changing into the 3-word section, you have to be aware. And not only that, in the beginning also, like he was too God-fearing to leave the fallen man to his fate. So since was is there, your first portion will obviously have the was. He was so God-fearing that he could not leave the fallen man to his fate. Another one, which is a bit different, like he is too eager for praise. He is too eager for praise. Here we don't have the second two. So according to the grammar books, what do they suggest? That you remove the first two. You have been told remove two. Not so that. Suppose you have been given remove two. In these cases, they normally give remove two. So in that case, you will write he is not, he is too eager for praise. He is over eager for praise. So here it is very different from what I said in the previous ones, because the question was also different there. But here also the two is there, and suppose you are told remove two. So in this case, this is an answer. According to the grammar books, this is what they suggest. He is over eager for praise. So here the affirmative doesn't change into negative, neither are we using so ... that. But there are cases when we can change it. Because if you try he is so eager that, you can't, you don't get the meaning. So in this case, you will write he is over eager for praise. Another one of this type only, suppose the question is, you are too late for the train. In this case, you can change it. So you have to use your own brains. You are too late for the train. In this case, you can write you are too late for the train. Some people say you are very late for the train because you are removing the word too. You can also write it in this way, as we have done the previous sentences. Here it is possible. You are so late that you cannot catch the train. Of course, you can do it. So it's not always that you will get over. Okay, but see immediately the next sentence, he is not too eager for praise. But here if you try that, he is not so eager that he cannot be praised. No, you don't get the answer. Here you put that over. He is not over eager for praise. You are removing it. But in the previous one, you are too late for the train. You are so late that you cannot catch the train. Okay. So what about the assignments? If I give you some assignment at the end of this video, because many of you are asking me for assignments, so I would like to know whether I give you assignments separately in a different video or in this video itself, the one which I am teaching along with it. Today I'll give you a few for your homework. Okay, so take down the questions. Yes, take down some questions. Remove to, use so ... that. She is too proud to apologize. She is too proud to apologize. He is too proud to confess his guilt. He is too proud to confess his guilt. I'm afraid that the news is too good to be true. I'm afraid that the news is too good to be true. He is too honest to be a successful businessman. He is too honest to be a successful businessman. And I'm too tired to walk any further. I'm too tired to walk any farther. Farther. Okay, so these are the 5. And another thing which I want to tell you is that in 99% cases, the model which we use, not modal, the model which we use is cannot or could not. But there are cases where instead of cannot, will not sounds better. Because cannot means an incapability, where you are unable to do something, and will not means you can do it but you won't do it. Like suppose I say I can dance, means I have the ability to dance, and or I cannot dance means I don't know how to dance, and I will not dance. Where is the difference? Will not dance means that I know to dance but I'm not going to do it intentionally. One is that you don't have the ability, and another means that you will not do it. So there are cases when will not seems more appropriate than cannot. So just let me give you one example of it. Like, he is too proud to admit his fault. He is too proud to admit his fault. Here, if I say he is so proud that he cannot admit his fault, and if I say he is so proud that he will not admit his fault, I leave it to you all. Which one do you think sounds more appropriate in your ears? Yes, I know. You all will say the second one. Why? Because he's so proud. Cannot. Why? It's not that he cannot admit his fault. He's too proud, so he's not going to do it deliberately. He will not admit his fault. Intentionally, he won't do it. There a question of inability doesn't arise. Being proud, he will not admit it. Yes, I can, but I'm not going to do it. Doesn't it sound like that? He is too proud to admit his fault. So in one or two cases, the model will not comes. And 99% cases, it's cannot. So don't just shut your eyes and like a blind person go on writing according to rule. Yes, there are some cases, so you will think and answer. So this is for the first part of my transformation.